Well, he jumped off the wagon and he spread out his hands. Brace yourselves and calm.
Hello, my name's Vlad and this is Fiona the Bus. She's a 1999 International School Bus and I've had her for 4 years. So it took me 2 to build it out, and yeah, now I've been in it for 2 more years. So come on in, I'll show you around. So I've learned that having a nice screen door is worth the effort, and sometimes it's a little weird, yep. But it always works out for the best.
I would love to do that, but my cat would sail right out the door.
Oh yeah, so I got a pallet wood stairs here. There's no insulation, just plywood and pallets.
Sure.
And I got a bunch of knickknacks up here. Some of my plants right along. I don't have any animals and it's just me, so I got a bunch of plants and crystals here. That's kind of where most of my knickknacks go. And lots of storage up front. Got a couple skulls in the front here. I usually have all my cacti, but the way I'm positioned, it's not super great for the sun. And the seat, I kept the original seat. I usually just sit on some rugs that I have for like outdoor seating anyway, but I did remove the original plywood and I put new plywood and then I trimmed it out a little bit to make it look nicer. I didn't do a great job cutting the floor, but that was an afterthought. So all of my solar starts here. This is actually the first piece that I built after I installed the plywood floor. So I framed this out and then I built back this side first. So all the wiring goes along in here, all the way down through all of the walls to the back. This side too. The only wires that ended up being on this side is for the 12-volt DC fridge and the right blinker. So I took all of the side blinkers off, which you're not supposed to do, but I didn't want any leaks at all. So
how much solar do you have?
I have 400 watts up there, and I have 400 amp hours of AGM batteries. Yeah, so I could use 2 more panels, and whenever these bite the dust, they're about like 3 years in, I'll probably go lithium for sure. But yeah, I can access it really.
Pretty much what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can access it pretty well, and I built it just so I can upgrade it easily in the future. So it's all beefed up, minus the wires. I'll probably do 24 volts. This turns into a queen size bed. It's just a futon. And I got a bunch of under storage, but it's just the slotted style.
Sure.
You got to push it in all the way to lift it up. So I have to actually take this all off and scoot it over there to be able to access it comfortably, which is kind of a downside, but futon's comfy, so it's an upside. And I don't need all my tools all the time.
For me to get under my couch, I got to take everything off.
Yeah.
Mattress,
okay.
Everything, so.
So right now I have a bunch of coffee here. I roast coffee on the road and I serve coffee. So here's my little coffee bar. And I have some seating for breakfast, dinner, all that. And under here, more storage on both sides. And I did a lot of Shishugibon pine pallet burning, so that's just a blowtorch. And I sealed them with polyurethane.
Yep.
Live edge piece that I joined, so it's actually 3. But I didn't want a drop down table because I already have a lot of couch space, and I got another couch over there, so I really didn't think that making this a drop down would be efficient at all of this space. And I really like that it's stationary. I can sit here, put my speaker here, and watch a movie.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a perfect spot for that. I guess moving on to my kitchen area, like I said, a little barista area. I have my refrigerator in here. It's just a 12-volt, like Nomadic ripoff, but I got all the necessities in there. 2 cartons of eggs, 2 gallons of milk, a bunch of alternative milks, stuff like that. Small espresso machine. Down here I have all of my like water bottles and Tupperware, kind of made out of pallets too. And then my pantry, it's modest, mostly coffee and tea stuff, and you know, basic oddities. pretty simple. So my mom actually gave me this spice rack, and I kind of like it. It's magnetic. It's pretty cool. Works out nice in that area. And I have a lot of counter space, and it's all used up right now, which is what it's there for. So
Yep.
fruit hammock with no fruit. My fruit is here. All my cutting boards down here, along with my double trash can. It slides out. That's nice. And to close that, I just put this in front, and that keeps everything in there safe. So it's not much, but it's nice and easy for me. Here's my coffee roaster. That's what I just roast on. I bake sourdough, so this oven actually does a pretty good job. I stick a Dutch oven in there and put like a towel with a wet towel in there for the steaming. Works out perfect for me. And down here, all of my pots, pans, blenders, big bowls, stuff of that sort. And I've kind of went the route of putting a latch on everything.
Yeah.
And I just found like that's the easiest way.
Other than that, the first day on the road,
Yeah.
everything's got to be latched to somehow.
I know some people have like the snap thing for the drawers, but I didn't want to install that on every drawer, so I just went this route.
Tail broke on mine.
Yeah.
So
So I got a nice under mount sink. It's okay. I don't think the material is good because it actually cracked in a couple places. You can actually see it's cracking here, there,
yeah.
and all the way across there. So I think that was from a lot of water and contraction.
Yeah, you really got to
heat.
seal it to keep the water out.
Yeah, and I put a lot of like sealant on it and it still didn't work. So I don't know, maybe that was just bad quality. And I did a little bit of like inlays here and there, so that was nice.
Yep.
So one of my emergency doors on the, I guess, passenger side, I use it to haul in wood for my wood stove. This is a full-blown domestic wood stove. It's a Yodel. Yeah, it's been good to me. I have to do this while I'm on the road so it doesn't rattle.
All right.
But other than that, it does exactly what I needed to do.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, and I just have ratchet straps. I didn't want to weld bolts all the way through or anything like that. And it does take a little bit to kind of like prepare it, but once it's going, it's going. And I have all these drawers here. I have a junk drawer. It's got all the junk necessities, and I blacksmithed all these drawer pulls myself. So it's a little touch that I did. Also blacksmithed these L brackets for this
Nice.
spice rack. So this spice rack was not very well thought out, but it turned out very nice looking. So it's just two screws inside of the top of the lid, and you could just unscrew them.
Yep.
And it works out really well, and it kind of makes the kitchen look nice and colorful.
Yeah, as long as you make sure they're tight before you start driving.
Yeah, like on instances, if I had rice the night before, I'll go and check to make sure that that's nice and seated. So yeah, moving on to my nice pallet wall here. It's very thin. It's probably 2.5 inches max, but I have a little bit of magnet stuff going on here, and none of these have ever fallen off. And then I have a waterproof socket. This is my water on and off, and the light for just the kitchen right here. So I don't have any lighting in the ceiling, so I decided to do like twinkle lights up front and these twinkle lights kind of in the back. So it's fairly dim in here, but I don't really like too much light, and it saves on battery too. So I have all my kindling and stuff here. I probably have more than I need, considering it's the winter and I haven't used any at all. But this is my auxiliary seating. When the wood stove's going, I like to hang out here, play some guitar, read a book, kind of cuddle up and get warm. And I decided to not do any doors, so I have curtains to all my rooms. Sure. And emergency exit in the bathroom, just so I can easily clean out my it's not a nature's head, it's an air head.
Yeah, a lot easier than carting it all the way up to the front.
Yep. So I could just actually take the whole thing apart while I'm standing on the ground outside.
Nice.
So that's nice. And yeah, I just have like a little box of sawdust. I use that instead of core. And yeah, it works out well. So this would be kind of like my bedroom area past this wall here. So I have a nice palette. I guess this would be like fishbone or herringbone pattern. So that was fun. A lot of sanding, a lot of breaking down pallets, but
Yeah.
it was work that I think turned out.
Yeah, came out nice.
Yeah, it came out really nice. And once again, a curtain. I have a bathtub, so this is a last minute decision, but I got it modeled and planned out and figured out it'll work. So actually my kayak goes here, so I have a eye hook to strap one of my kayaks to. I don't have a roof rack.
Right.
This is also my access panel under. So I can just take this out. If I take the carpet off, I have access to all the bottom plumbing right here. So if you imagine this is the wheel well, all the way in the back, it stops right here, realistically.
Right.
So all the overhang is what I use to plumb through the floor.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it's wedged in here nice, and I have a handheld shower. So I took out all the windows early on and resealed them. But in the process, I took out all of the opening ones, and I put them in locations where I thought it would make more sense to have.
Sure.
So there's one here, and there's one beside the sink, so I could potentially use that as an outdoor sink if I turn the faucet around. So this is my excess food storage and my attire, my clothes.
Right.
Have some backpacking and biking stuff there. Clothes. Queen size bed. So I have 100 gallons of water all the way under here. Clothes there, clothes there. I've got rock climbing gear, snowboarding gear, coffee roasting gear, backpacking gear. Here's my little pull-out laundry hamper. And for water, I have an on-demand water heater over here, and right beside it I have my handy dandy Dyson. This thing's awesome. I love that thing. Works well. It doesn't take much juice to power, and it's got a battery in it, so I can just take it wherever. It's pretty powerful too. But yeah, I put this on struts so it's easy to lift up and down, and I just have it on a little latch to close it. My mattress is very thin, so it's just foam, but it's probably about 6 inches, but I don't think I need any more than that. It's pretty comfortable by my standards. And all the way in the back, I have kind of like a book nook, or just wherever I throw my blankets that I'm not using at the time. I have a crash pad for rock climbing there now. Bunch of books that I have kind of netted in the back there, and on nice warm days I can open up that back emergency exit and kind of like lounge there and hang out and enjoy the fresh air. But yeah, that area doesn't get used as much as I would like, but whenever I take all of the reflectix down, that gets used a lot more. Brings a lot of more natural light to the bedroom as well, because it's, you know, afternoon, it's really dark in here, but it keeps it nice and cold. That's what I like. I do have 2 fantastic fans. This one's actually broken. It broke on me. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm either gonna have to replace the motor or figure out something. It's getting voltage, but it's just not going. And I like this ottoman because it lets me get up here easier. Offers excess seating, and this is where I keep extra bedding and towels and stuff. And it hides some more storage down there, and I have just like work boots. And I actually have a heated bed. So I have a diesel heater right here. It's just one of the cheap Chinese ones. I think I paid like 120 bucks for it.
Sure.
And it comes out of right here. Actually, I have a boot that I need to get rid of. But there's usually 4 ports, but I put 3 of them here, and one's actually under the bed. So like right where the water tank is, it's right there. So whenever I leave for a long period of time and it's sub-freezing, I can turn that on and know that my water's not getting frozen.
Good idea.
And I have low point drains that I can do for all the water lines, which is only one side. So I probably only have about 15 foot of PEX running the whole line, and I think that's both hot and cold, so it's not much at all. And I did all the wiring and plumbing myself. So yeah, that's my room pretty much.
All right. Do you have any social media presence if people want to get a hold of you, ask questions about anything? Or?
Yeah. If you want to reach me on Instagram, it's Floethfiona, Floethfiona, and my name is Vlad. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you for the tour.
Yeah, no problem, man.